Well, hello again, people. Here we are once more in the glorious sort of city that is Farmland Flats. This is the modded City Skylines 1 PC build with a UK, slightly Yorkshire, slightly other area themes. So look at what we're doing today. Now, there's various needs we have at the moment. As you can see over here, we have various places saying they don't have enough workers. Not enough educated workers. Well, education's coming along. I mean, we have a university with a couple of students. That'll work over time. But what we really need to do is bring in more people. And oh look, everywhere's on fire. Okay. Everywhere's on fire. Nobody panic. Everywhere's on fire. Yeah, they're dealing with it in the helicopters. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that aside. So what I need to do is bring in a lot more people. I've got some areas around here. I've got over here, which is going to have some more high density. Yeah, it's a little bit hilly if I put the gradients on, but nothing we can't live with. But we do have a problem. Transport infrastructure is not amazing here. We do have some public transport, and so this episode is going to be a little bit preparing for an upgrade in the city size. So you see here we've got some bus routes. We have a bus station over here that some of them use, but not many of them use. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit pause. I'm going to rip out all of the existing bus infrastructure routes. A little bit drastic, but there we go. I'm going to go in here and delete them all. Some are working. I mean, some work fairly well. And it's going to make a lot of people very, very, very unhappy. But I'm going to put them all back in. But this time with perhaps a little bit more thought as to how they're going to work and using the bus station. We are going to be upgrading that part of the town quite significantly to have all the various high density bits and pieces. So that is where people are going to want to be. So what I need to do is start putting some bus infrastructure back in. Now the bus station's up here, so the logical thing to do is have a bus from there to say all the way down here first, and it can stop here, it can stop here, here, and then do another one that comes down round here, maybe one to over here, and one to up here. Now they'll all overlap a little bit, but it means all the bits in the middle will be served by these buses, and we can run some of them in different directions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my first line, and these are mostly going to be out and back routes, so they're not going to be circular as such. What we're going to do with this one is bring it. This one's going to come down. Yeah, it's going to come down via the school, so it's going to go there. It's going to go there. It's going to come down here. There, not really ideal there, but there we go. And this one's going to come over into this part of the wood, which is Dingewick. So we're going to bring it up here. We're going to put a stop. Could put a stop in at Tesco's actually. Yeah, I'm going to put a stop in at Tesco's. It's then going to come out. Sort of along there. Around the back. Not back via Tesco's because people can walk that sort of distance. And then we're going to come back up here like so. We'll stop back at the school again. Back down here and then back there. And that is going to be the lovely Railways of Japan bus, because I really do quite like that one. And that is going to be Centre Dingewick. And what I'm going to do is hit start, see how many vehicles that's going to put on. So I'm going to guess 21. Yes, I don't need anything like 21 vehicles for that. I think 10 will do at most. It probably won't even need that, to be honest with you. 11, don't need 11. Let's drop it down a little bit. There we go, right. So we can drop out of there. But what that's going to do is serve people around here needing to get into the town centre, around here, and obviously over here. And anybody who wants to get sort of between these areas. So that's that one. We're now going to do one that runs out to Colleton. Why not? Let's do one out there. So we'll start there. We'll come down here. We're going to stop in the same places along here. Because if there's bus stops, it makes sense to use them as far as I'm concerned. We're then going to come along here in with a stop there and a stop there. Guess we'll put one there as well and one there. This is actually I might modify it into there in a minute as well, or put some little sort of mini bus thing over here. But then we're going to go there, back to the school, because schools are good, back to there, and then back to there. And again, that's going to be the same bus, because I like that one. So let's drop that in. Again, see how many vehicles it thinks it needs for that. 20. Again, it's not getting anything like 20. That'll do. Once it kicks in, let's make a little look. There we are, 10. Doesn't need any more than that. So that's over here and over here done. Now going to do down here into King's Meadow. Yep, that'll be the next one. And this one I'm going to run a little bit differently. No, I'm not. I'm going to carry on with the same pattern, and I'm going to make the other side of the town. I'm going to use the other bus stop there, though, this time. Getting to the other side of the town is going to be a little bit more interesting. So this one's going to come down and stop. I'm actually going to stop in Royston Cross rather than down here, because this bit of road gets quite busy, so I'm going to try and avoid putting a bus stop right on it. We're then going to come down here into King's Meadow. We can stop there. And we can stop there. There. And I'm going to go back. So basically each route is a line with stops in either direction, rather than a big loop. When you do a big loop, you end up sort of needing to do a counterclockwise and a clockwise version of it. Whereas this way, I can get away with just having the one line. So again, Railways of Japan. I just like the bus. It's not huge. Again, click go and see what we get. It's probably going to be 20 odd again, yeah. So drop that down to about there and see what that does. I'll stick about 10 on each line. It's probably the way to do this. There we go. Oop, this one here is Centre King's Meadow, which is worth doing, just so that you can find them out later. So this sort of area. I mean, people can walk to where the bus stops are here. Royston Cross is now brought in. This is now brought in. Obviously, over here isn't yet being served, so I'm going to do some of the inner city stuff next. Go from there, we're going to come out here. We're going to stop at Tesco, Morrison's rather. And we're going to come along here. Round here. Round here. And this bus is... This will be one that does a clockwise and a counterclockwise loop. I'm going to put some stops up round here because I want it to sort itself out. And this is going to be the big loop, effectively. So we're going to come down here. Actually going to come into the housing estate. No, I'm not, because there's no way of getting them out again. Not easily. I could if I bring it in here. But now I'll leave it over here so it can service the industrial park as well. We'll carry on coming down here. No, we won't. That one is going to come into this estate. Not there. There, which will please all of those. This shouldn't really need the school, but it's going to get it. And we'll come all the way up here to complete that line. Hit pause, because again I'm going to set the bus type. That says 17. Well, I don't want 17 on there. I don't want the school bus either, that's the wrong one. I want that one. Yeah, we'll let that one have 10. Maybe, that'll do. Go back to pause, because what I now need to do obviously is put in the other version of that. I'm going to need a bigger bus station at this rate. This one's going to come down here, to there, to there, 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 and this is really just about giving people alternative options. Ooh, various buildings have abandoned over there due to a lack of educated people. Always the problem with putting in an office park. If you haven't got enough educated bods, you'll struggle. Actually, I'm going to put one in there as well. And then there, and then... not there this time. Reason not there is it's just going to make life... It'll just be a very convoluted route, but if the bus in one direction goes past it, we might as well stop there. Right, again, how many is that going to put on? 14 vehicles, don't want 14 vehicles. 10, again, that'll do. Right, and there were some other bits and pieces. Yes, I want to put a stop there, because that will assist slightly. All the way around here, yeah, we've got plenty of people stopping. And I'm going to put stops there as well, because it'll help sort of please people over there a little bit more. Obviously there's nothing through this bit in the middle as yet. Might not need it. I put some biking and stuff in there, they might not need it. We'll see how we go with that. And then the other ones is obviously serving all of these bits down here where there aren't anybody at the moment. So I'm going to put in the next one. I think I've only got enough space here for 2 more. Interesting. Okay, so there. That's school. There. All the way down around here. We'll go back into Royston Cross. We'll come over here. We're going to stop near the farm, because that seems to make sense. We will stop in Muxton. We'll stop at this school. And this one... yeah... let's have to go into Newton directly. Then we're going to come down here to... there. 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 And this hopefully will allow people a few choices. The goal here is basically, as you probably imagine, is traffic management. We have a few problems, shall we say, with traffic management. Put in the university shuttle at some point. Select types. I am probably going to end up having to expand it and put another bus depot in over here, just to get a little bit more space in. Hit run again, see how many we get. That's going to be a lot of buses, I'm going to guess on that one. 30. Don't want anything like that. Oh, you saw previously the usage numbers. I don't need anything like that number of buses. So that's there done, and the other one's going to be Worsley, which I think for now is my final bus route out of here. So yeah, I don't think I can do any more. So this one's going to come around. I'm just wondering whether I route this one through the middle and round that way. I think I do in both directions. Reason being, well, firstly I put some bus stops down here and I might as well use them. It's a way of getting people into and out of this area here. Could even run down this way. Actually, I think I'm going to. Down here, then come down here through Dingewick, although we're not going to stop everywhere there. But you see, a lot of these stops now are going to be served by quite a few bus lines, which I think is worthwhile. We'll put another one there. I'll come back along here. So with luck, this means a lot of the good people of this this fair city are gaining a few options as to where they want to go. Some of the bus routes allow them a few choices. They are a little bit convoluted in some respects, but it'll have to do, and I think that's it for that. Now the beauty of that is that's not actually cost me anything. We did all of that using existing infrastructure, so what I'm going to do is drop that down to about here again, because again I want to limit the number of buses. Buses are wonderful. They do cause traffic, because obviously they sit on the main roads along with everything else. So what we're now going to do is hook onto this. I'm going to hit fast forward a little while. I'm also going to name the rest of these, and I will be back shortly. Yeah, so as these... oh, here comes the first bus. Yep. There's plenty of people waiting. We are going to be picking up plenty of people. Usage is a little bit better than it was. Can live with that. Okay, next problem. Sewage. Need some more. Well, we don't need some more. We've got too much. So over here is where the existing waterworks is. Can't really expand that there. So what I'm going to do is come over here and add some in over this bit. So what we've got here is going to be another inland eco water treatment works, which that road isn't quite big enough for. That one is, however. I'm going to put that there and just tie that in. And as you can see, this is the solution I came up with to power problems that we had in the not too distant past. So a little office building living over here, and one of these honking great substations, and a couple of power stations, which is why we don't have much in the way of electrical issues currently. So that deals with that. Right, quick check on the public transport, how that's getting on. yeah, usage there is pretty good. Okay, so what has that done to traffic? It's probably horrendous actually around where the buses are, because it'll take quite a while. Yeah, yes, I mean, just yes. Anyway, it'll take quite a while for all these buses to unbunch themselves. They will unbunch. Hopefully the fact this is a twin lane road and I've set it up so that you can use both lanes for straight ahead. It's not the lane maths, it's not the dedicated turning lane stuff. However, in this particular situation, it does seem to work a little bit better. So there we go. It's all black, don't we? More fires over here. We get a lot of fires. I'm not causing much damage. They are being put out. We've got another one somewhere. Where's this other fire? Go and have a look. Apparently we have a fire somewhere, but I can't see it. Oh, there we are. All the way down here. Looks like quite a new fire. It's not fully exploded yet. Anyway, the fire brigade will deal with that. I'm sure. I have faith in them. So, next up is starting to expand this area. Now, I've got a little bit of high-density retail in here. I want more. This area is going to be pedestrianised eventually. Don't think I've really got the demand to do it yet. But I'm also going to have this bit here as a pedestrianised housing area, along with some over here. But what we need now is more public transport infrastructure. And I'm thinking rail. Now, Barnsley does have a station, and it is actually right here. There's two options with this. One is heavy rail, mainline rail, and bring a line in, probably squeeze it up the back here at the moment, then loop it round, and then eventually it'll be re-rigged to come in from over here somewhere. The other is to play with metro, because it's just smaller trains. I think I'm going to go with mainline, however. So what I need to do is put the contours back on, because I'm going to need to do a little bit of levelling of terrain before I can do this. So I'm going to grab that and I'm going to do there, like so, because that's where I want to put the station. The track's then going to come out here on an embankment and it'll go over to that side. So what can we do with stations? I need train. We do have some others. Oh, I didn't spot that one. Coal rail transfer yard. Possibly a better one than that. I'll have to come back and look at that. The generic station is actually what's needed here, though. And I want to put it at the back of that. So that is about 6 deep on there. So I need to bring in a road. And we'll just do one of these to start with. Go up there, and then I need to be so there. So actually, about there, I think, is where I need that. And we'll do that. Could be a little bit closer, just a little bit. So drop out of there. Kill that, make this just slightly closer. Try there. See what that looks like. Too close. I can move it later. Oh no, mind you. Yeah. No, that doesn't look too bad actually. I like that. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so water and all that will be needed because otherwise it will moan like crazy. The road network to feed this is actually going to look a little bit different to this. That. Need to picky that. And do that. And yeah, that works. Train station. There's going to be footbridges and other bits and pieces fitted. More car parking and all that sort of stuff over there. Let's do some landscaping for the railway line, however. Needs to be a bit smaller. That height. This is going to come all the way out here. Going to go across and then all the way into that, like so. And twain. Now this is going to give me all sorts of abilities for the little city we've got here. So that can then carry on over there like that. Now I want to go elevated. That. Then that works. The roadway can carry on that way and all that sort of stuff. We're now going to go in and go smoothify all around here. Basically just takes some of the sharpness of that embankment away. I want to populate this little bit in here as well at some point, so that's going to need a little bit of work doing to it. Go into all of this here. There's going to be some bits, offices and a few other bits and pieces that side of there. Okay, so where are we going to bring this rail link in? Well, it's got to be main line, so it's going to have to come round the back of here for now. Now I may end up putting some more stations. I'm thinking another little station around here to sort of serve this side. I might eventually put another one over here, but this little place here looks like it could do with a station adding into it. Doesn't have to be a big one, this one, so let's have a little look. What have we got? We got that one or that one. Both a decent size, but neither are huge. Is that generic and generic? There, yeah, they'll do. So what I need to do again is rural road. I'm going to turn off the road guidelines because there's that much around here. It's going to cause all sorts of problems. I'm going to try that. And we shall see how well the station fits. Just about, but I think that might be a tad. That might be pushing it slightly. In fact, actually extending it off there might be quite nice. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to come into here. I'm actually going to grab that. And bring that along there. It'll probably get a road in that way as well. In a minute. See what these generic stations look like. Yeah. Yeah, quite like that. Yeah, that works. Right. And this now needs a road in down here, so what I'll do is come off there and go like that. That obviously needs a bit of a drink. Power it's got. So now we don't... Yeah, not that. Trains! 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 And of course, if any of you have seen my other channel, you'll know I'm rather a fan of trains. Having the model railway in the cellar as we do. Right, so this is now going to come... possibly start curving it. But actually, let's do that. That looks alright. Yeah. So, I mean, yes, now we can run a rail service to here. That's not particularly useful. The main line is here, so this is going to have a junction. I think I'm going to put it in... if I put the junction in first, it's going to come up. What I'm thinking is bring a line up here on a loop. I could even actually put it down here, couldn't I? Give Royston Cross its own station as well. What I'm thinking is Tingewick wants to... I mean, there's going to be some factories and stuff around here, but I might put a line in around here. But the junction's going to come here. I'm actually going to put the station here. Although the station's going to be this side, and I'll put a road access in. I want through lines though as well, so normal track, home that. We're going to go from there with a straight line. Actually, let's put the guidelines back on. I better see what I'm doing. We're going to do. Let's just start off like that. I'm then going to drop the station in. I'm going to drop the other station. Oh, I can't drop the station in, can I? I need a road before I can drop the station in. What I do find infuriating in this is the fact you need roads before you can put railway stuff down. Why can't you do it the other way around? Anyway, never mind. That's going to go there, and I'm going to go in and rebuild the railway line. That is now going to come in parallel like so, and that in there. Keep moving the wrong mouse button. And then this is going to come along and branch back in here, but it's also going to have a triangle to go off up this way. So that'll do for the next bit. This can come all the way along here. It would help if I stopped pressing the wrong button, it must be said. That can go to there, and then into there like that. And yeah, that works. I mean, yeah, right, that station needs its road access and everything doing, so let's just sort that out. Let's do that. Give it water, because there's going to be, again, more infrastructure and stuff dropped in down there. So yeah, now we have a little station there. Now, and as I said, I want to link this in over here, so I'm actually going to do that now. With a footpath. We're spending quite a bit of money on this. It does seem worthwhile, though. It has to be said. So that's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 there. Elevated mode. Way high. Wait. Oh, it's probably because the... Right. I'm going to go 6 meters across there. You see that? Yes, because that bit there's a little bit higher. It starts to look a tad better. Do that. That'll do. Home like so, and then that can connect in that way. And then over here. Do that. Right, these people have now got a lovely new station they can use. And while I'm at it, that button, home, like that. Bit low over the road, but that can be corrected with a little bit of that. Movie. So in theory, we now have the ability to have stations here. That looks so toy train-like. It's wonderful. I love that. Right. Anyway, enough of that. Back to this. I don't have a huge amount of money left now, so connecting this up could prove interesting. Yeah. Wrong button again. So what I need to do is bring this line down over the back of this and somehow connect up here. So I'm going to do the connection from here first. It's going to go... let's have a little look. going to go there. A little spur in there like that, and then like that. That works. I mean, this is more for mainline train access coming this way. The stuff I'm going to do will probably come down here and finish. This path is going to need rebuilding, so I will do that in a minute. Get that out first. This railway line is then going to curve like so. More path. We need paths. Wrong one. Help if I selected the correct one. And what we're then going to do is straight path to there. 1, 2, 3. And then to there. Like that. So that's basically so that people can still walk, because that is quite a popular route. So I want people using that. I might turn that into a bike and path lane at some point. And this railway line needs to come round and then up and over the motorway, which I'm going to do as the first bit. So elevate there, zoom in here so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to start there. 1, 2, 3, 4. There to straight line. There to, oops, it's outside city limits. There to there. Doesn't look right. Doesn't look right without a pillar in the middle of the motorway there. So that's how we're going to do that. That to there, and then there to there. Anyway, never mind. I'll go and have a quiet cry somewhere later. Right. Now we're going to go embankment mode to there. Ooh, am I going to have the money to link all this up? There to just right. So now I have a rail link between the main city and the outside world. So what I'm going to do is put a train on it and then set the main city station up so that it can handle intercity traffic as well. We now have people coming around here. This route I'm not expecting to be particularly busy to start with. It might get some traffic. It's going to provide a quicker way to get to certain places, that's for sure. That can go to there. Select types. Where is a Japan commuter train? I like the look of that. It says 3. I don't think it's going to need 3. Knock it down to 2. That'll do. And now we'll go and set over here up so that it can take intercity. Yep, that's right. I think the other one's mined as well. Actually, I'm not too fussed if they do. Yeah, we'll let them handle it. Oh, let's have a look at the train. I've not seen the train. I've not used these. That's the train type we want. This isn't. That might be an intercity one. High speed, or it could just be the high speed train running around. Anyway, they're going to help. We don't have a huge amount of money now, but let's do a little bit more work over here. Lots of buses still. This railway line is eventually going to come out here and go up and over, but that'll be dealt with later. I am, however, going to just put the track in. Yeah, we're going to go there, and it's going to go 1, 2, 3 to there, like that. And that's basically going in. I mean, I'm eventually probably going to lower that. That's going in there basically just to reserve that space. What we now need to do is put the footbridge in, so that people can easily get from one side of this this facility to the other. So, I don't want the... This is the thing, you see, I don't want it to be too steep, so it's going to go there. To there, then it's going to go there, home, like that. Yeah. And of course, decided to do it that way because I've got the wrong bit over here clicked. Never mind. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, like that. There, and then there, and then there, like that. That'll do. Just makes it that little bit easier for people to get to and from the train and the bus station. When there's some more stuff over here, that'll probably get a crossing and other bits and pieces fitted. Right. That's in. Now, because that's now in, I feel quite confident and comfortable putting some housing in around here. And what I want to do is basically put some higher density along this side here. Possibly set back a little bit. So that's what we're going to do, is set it back. Going with that. About there. Maybe there. Now there. There to there, like that. Yeah. And yes, because that'll landscape properties down to that. I can go. No, that's not going in there. It's right, the game struggles a little bit with junctions that close together, but if I do not that, that's not what I wanted to do. If I do that, then that's just a curve. And the game's fine with that. That'll work. So what we now do is say, I want a little region here. Eglinton Abbey, yeah, that'll do. This is going to be more, not policies, sorry, styles. More of the Brooklyn and Queens, because I like the Brooklyn and Queens stuff. Get rid of that. Zone, high density, and going to do it like that. Now we've got housing demand, so hopefully people will start moving in there. This should drop down, and while that's ongoing, I am going to stick a little bit of details in, and we shall see how all this looks in a minute. So I will catch up shortly. Okay, so that's just some simple little details. Woo! Big traffic round here. Why have we got big traffic here? Let's have a look how the priorities are set up here. Junction behaviours. Yeah, to give way there. Yeah, you sort of start looking at some of these and thinking some of these could do with some lights on. Not all, but some are going to get lights. Yeah, and then behaviours there is going to be to allow a turn if necessary. Yeah. Not sure where he's going, but anyway. don't think he quite knows where he's going either. Let's see how well that, see what that does. A few ignoring the lights there, but there seem to be quite a few ignoring the lights there. I'm not sure why. Possibly because that's... Possibly because that... Yeah, right. Select that, that, kill that. Right. With luck... Again, that. Allow stuff to flow through. And flow through, and then with luck, when the lights are set for them, they should just go. Yeah, I mean, a light control crossing doesn't really help there. It is sort of needed, however. Unless I do a big sort of subway thing round here. The problem is I saw in a video earlier, they look rather nice in Cities 2, sort of subways, but in Cities 1, they don't really work. Let's just put the traffic thing back on so I can see what I'm doing. Hit fast forward a minute and see if this clears. It is clearing, which helps. Yeah, I think that's not too bad. How are the stations doing? So let's have a look. They're serving 102. That's actually not doing too badly. Let's have a look at the lines. So lines overview. Buses. Oh, buses are doing way, way, way better than they used to. And the rail line's not doing too bad either, actually. So buses, where's the going out to Worsley? Yeah, see these longer routes, because obviously they stop in multiple places. Let's turn those contours off because it makes life a bit awkward. Yeah, that's not too bad. Ooh, got people complaining. Oh no, they were complaining of being sick. They're now not. Look over here how this area here is getting on. The office buildings that were complaining have repopulated themselves. Traffic over here is... I mean, 75. It's busy, but it's not horrendous. I mean, this bit here is busy. This bit here is always busy. I don't think it's ever not going to be busy. But lots of people using this this bridge area here. Let's put sticker station car park in down here, because that probably won't hurt. And here, so you get some in-city trains coming in and out, dropping lots of people off. You can then pick other trains up, and it's parallel to the main line, so it's not getting in the way of the cargo stuff. Yeah, I think that works. We do have the intercity trains going in and out as well. Okay, there's more detailing work to do. Fairly obviously, there's lots more there. What are they moaning about? Citizens are sick. That is possibly being caused by noise. What's noise like? Yeah, station noise is quite high. I think what's going to be needed is some foliage in this area here. So if I do this along here, the purpose of this is to try and cut the noise level down a bit. So let's now see what noise is like. Noise. Yeah, see, that's lessened it a bit. It's not taking it away hugely, but it has lessened it a bit. Do some this side as well. You see, it is sort of reducing the noise footprint of the station, shall we say, which is quite nice. There are noise barriers and other bits and pieces I can put in. That should help with that. With a bit of luck, come up here. Yeah, that doesn't have people living next to it, so that one doesn't matter. And this side, like I say, is all going to be industry and stations and stuff, so I'm not too bothered. Yeah, so there we are. I mean, there's the population's growing a little bit. We're approaching the 16,000, which is the next milestone. We unlock some more territory, and then it's... I say the question is, do we unlock here and sort this mess out, or this side, and start bringing the rest of the expansion in? Either way, that will be for the next one. As usual, open to offers, suggestions, names, themes, and other bits and pieces. Otherwise, I will catch you all in the next one, and I thank you very much, and goodbye.